Danielle, it's so
Another
good to
dear
see you.
friend of ours.
Thanks. I'm really glad to be here. It's interesting because when you started talking about, what's coming ahead, and I really like how you both always say, you get to taste test it first before, you get to talk about it, because that's exactly what happens with me. I really think what's going to happen in this coming year and in the years past that, here comes we're going to be having a lot of energy. These are the other dimensions already tapping in. I really think that the veil is just going to continue to thin, and as it thins, we'll be able to travel through these dimensional doorways. I hold a spiritual circle at my house once a month, and about a week ago, I had a group of people come in. What I was told to show them was a way to connect with Lemuria. And I remember my lifetime in Lemuria very distinctly. And I remember there was this place with this huge mother crystal where there were healing beds around, and it was just amazing, amazing energy. Now, my guides showed me how to open up the grid lines in the earth and connect that dimensionally to the etheric plane of the earth to bring through this energy of Lemuria. Now, we're all laying on the floor, where there's probably about 16 or 20 of us laying on the floor, and I just start channeling in this way to bring the crystalline energy from Lemuria through. And it was amazing. And as I opened my eyes and I looked around, I just saw all of these incredible light beams, and it was like a huge homecoming for me. And I just started thinking about that afterwards. After everybody left, I just, tears were coming to me, and I just started thinking, wow, what isn't possible? If we could really be able to feel that in that room and feel the energy of that crystal and feel the energy of those dimensions and the people that we used to work with in that timeline and these amazing beings of light that were all around us, what isn't possible? Time really doesn't exist. It's something that we gauge things by here, but we do have that ability, and I think that's what's going to be up and coming, is to go backwards, forwards, present time. I mean, the sky's the limit. I really think that this year coming up is a time for everybody to start thinking about the gift that they've brought from home and standing in their greatness. And not just realizing your gift, but living it, breathing it, bringing that part of home here and letting your light shine so you illuminate the paths of others. And if you really want to see this in action now, just watch the children that are around. I've been working with a lot of kids the last few months, and I was doing some energy work on a little 2-year-old boy, and I just happened to have my Lemurian crystal in my pocket, and I wanted to distract him, so I gave it to him to hold on to. The first thing this little boy did was put it to his third eye, and I could just see the download starting to happen. The next thing he did is he laid down and he put it right behind his medulla oblongata, and he laid on that crystal, and I know that was not comfortable to do, but he laid there with the biggest smile on his face for probably a good 4 to 5 minutes. I also had the honor of watching a little 18-month-old girl they were having some issues in their house with different energies coming in. And she stood at her doorway, and she saw this creepy, scary-looking dimensional being right outside the front door. And she stood there, and she said, no. And that's all she did for, another solid 3 or 4 minutes, just no. And she was so firm, and she was so much in her power, that thing took off. And it's just amazing to me to watch these kids because they already stand in their greatness. Just as Charmaine was saying, her granddaughter expects everything now. Well, these children, they have no one to tell them, no, you're not good enough. Not yet at this young age anyways, and I hope not ever. Because that just really curtails their power. And when they're allowed to just be free and express and really be themselves, they're really shining examples of what we can be if we only let go of the fear, if we only let go of the doubt. Now, I know I talk a lot about my son, but it was really interesting when he went to go to his kindergarten. They test their hearing and their vision in kindergarten. So the nurse is standing there, and, they already tested his hearing, and that was okay, and he's ready to put, his eyes up to the little machine and all that. So the nurse asks him, "So how's your sight, Adam?" And he says, "Oh, fine. I see the ghosts and the angels just perfectly." And I love that about him because he's not shy about it. He just is who he is, and it's just out there for everybody to see. And if we all stood in that kind of power and that kind of greatness and really brought that gift from home, how many changes would happen in the snap of a finger?
True.
How would the economy change? How would the incurable diseases here change? Think about that. And I challenge you to figure out, what is your greatness? What is your gift from home? And gift that to yourself, especially this holiday season. Thanks.
Very good.